The first thing you do every morning is survive a world that doesn't exist, not physically, mentally. Before you've even left your bed, your brain has already checked for danger. It just doesn't recognize it as danger anymore. A notification, an unread email, a breaking news alert, a message that still hasn't been answered. Your heart beats a little faster. Your attention snaps toward the screen, and without realizing it, you've entered a hunt that never ends. Picture this. It's 7:12 on a Tuesday morning. The alarm goes off. You reach for your phone, not because you made a conscious decision, but because your hand seems to know where it's going before you do. One swipe, then another. A weather update, a text from last night. Someone on Instagram just got engaged. Someone else bought a new house. A headline warns that the economy might be slowing down. A video promises to reveal the one habit successful people never skip. 10 minutes disappear, then 20. You haven't even stood up yet, and somehow you're already exhausted. Why? After all, nothing bad actually happened. No predator chased you, no storm destroyed your shelter, no one stole your food. So why does your body react as though you've already survived a difficult day? That's the question, because the answer has almost nothing to do with your phone and everything to do with the machine holding it. Imagine taking a hunter from 30,000 years ago and dropping them into the middle of a modern supermarket. Endless aisles, bright lights, hundreds of flavors, thousands of products, music playing overhead, doors opening automatically. Would they feel lucky? Probably not. They'd likely feel overwhelmed, suspicious, maybe even terrified, because when something seems too abundant, the ancient mind assumes there's a catch. Now here's the uncomfortable part. That hunter would be confused by the supermarket, but if they looked inside your head, they'd recognize almost everything. The fear, the curiosity, the craving for approval, the urge to belong, the instinct to notice what could go wrong before enjoying what is going right. Those feelings haven't changed much at all. Only the scenery has. Evolution moves slowly. Civilization doesn't. For nearly all of human history, people lived in small groups, a few dozen faces, the same paths, the same rivers, the same stars overhead every night. Your brain was built during that version of the world. Then, in what amounts to the blink of an eye, cities appeared. Cars replaced trails. Screens replaced campfires. Algorithms replaced conversations. Today, your eyes can see more strangers before lunch than your ancestors met in an entire lifetime. Think about that. Your mind evolved to understand a tribe. Instead, it's trying to process 8 billion people. No wonder it feels overwhelmed. But information isn't the biggest change. Certainty is. Thousands of years ago, uncertainty came in short bursts. Would today's hunt succeed? Would winter arrive early? Was that sound in the trees a wolf or just the wind? The danger was real, but eventually it ended. You found food. The storm passed. The sun came up. Modern uncertainty is different. It never clocks out. There is always another email, another bill, another election, another opinion, another crisis waiting just beyond the next refresh. Your body never receives the signal that the danger has passed. It simply stays ready, hour after hour, day after day. And the strange thing is, you call this normal. Here's an experiment. The next time you're standing in line at a coffee shop, don't reach for your phone. Just wait. Watch what happens. Within seconds, your brain starts searching for something, anything. A screen, a conversation, a distraction. Even the menu on the wall suddenly becomes fascinating. Why? Because your mind hates one feeling more than almost anything else. Stillness. For your ancestors, prolonged stillness could mean something was wrong. Where is everyone? Why is it so quiet? Is something watching me? Remaining alert wasn't anxiety. It was survival. Today, silence isn't dangerous, but your nervous system hasn't fully received that memo. So the moment life becomes quiet, it creates noise of its own. Thoughts, worries, memories, what-ifs. Not because you're broken, because an ancient survival system is trying to solve a problem that no longer exists. Now consider this. Why does one negative comment linger in your mind for days, while 10 compliments disappear before dinner? Logically, it makes no sense. Emotionally, it makes perfect sense. Imagine two early humans. One ignored good news. The other ignored signs of danger. Only one of them was likely to become someone else's ancestor. Your brain learned a simple rule long before you were born. Bad news deserves priority. Potential threats deserve attention. Hope can wait. That rule saved lives. Today, it fills your mind with worst-case scenarios. You scroll past 20 kind messages, then spend the rest of the evening replaying one sarcastic remark from someone you'll probably never meet. Not because you're weak, because your brain still thinks reputation inside the tribe determines whether you survive tomorrow. Except the tribe isn't 30 people anymore. It's the entire internet, and that's a game no human brain ever evolved to win. So maybe the question isn't, why can't I keep up with modern life? Maybe the better question is, why do we expect a brain shaped by campfires to feel at home in a world of smartphones? Because once you ask that question, everything else starts to look different. And what your ancient brain is really searching for may surprise you. Because beneath all the technology, all the convenience, all the noise, your brain is still asking the same question it asked thousands of generations ago. Am I safe? Not. Am I successful? Not. Am I productive? Not even. Am I happy? Safety comes first. It always has. And that single priority quietly shapes more of your life than you realize. Think about hunger. Not the kind you feel before lunch. The kind your ancestors knew. The kind that arrived after 2 days without finding food. When calories were rare, every piece of fruit, every handful of nuts, every drop of honey was a miracle. The people who eagerly consumed high-calorie food survived more often. They passed those instincts on. Eventually, those instincts became yours. Now imagine walking into a grocery store. 30 flavors of ice cream, entire aisles of candy, fresh bread, cookies, soda. Everything your ancestors spent weeks searching for, waiting quietly on a shelf. Your body doesn't see abundance. It sees opportunity. It whispers, eat now, just in case tomorrow is different. Except tomorrow never runs out of food. The world changed. Your instincts didn't. The same thing happened with information. Thousands of years ago, missing one important detail could cost someone their life. Who found fresh water? Where did the herd move? Which plants made people sick? Who could be trusted? Curiosity wasn't entertainment, it was survival. Now replace rivers with Reddit. Replace campfire stories with endless news feeds. Replace tracking animals with tracking notifications. Your brain doesn't know the difference. Every headline feels like it might matter. Every notification feels like it could change something important. So you keep checking again and again, not because you're addicted to your phone, because you're addicted to certainty. And your brain has learned that maybe, just maybe, the next swipe will finally provide it. It almost never does. Then there's something even stranger. Comparison. Imagine living in a tribe of 40 people. You knew everyone. You knew who was stronger, who was faster, who could make better tools, who told the best stories. That comparison had a purpose. It helped people understand their place inside the group. Now open social media. In 60 seconds, you compare yourself with a millionaire, an Olympic athlete, a Hollywood actor, a fitness model, a teenage entrepreneur, someone vacationing in Greece, someone buying their first house, someone announcing a promotion. Your ancient brain treats every one of those people as if they belong to your tribe, but they don't. You're comparing your ordinary Tuesday to the highlight reels of thousands of strangers. No human nervous system evolved for that. And yet, millions of people do it every single day. Then wonder why they never feel like enough. Here's where everything flips. Maybe anxiety isn't always a sign that something is wrong. Sometimes, it's evidence that your survival system is doing exactly what it evolved to do. The problem isn't your brain. The problem is the environment it's trying to interpret. Imagine placing a polar bear in the middle of a desert. You wouldn't call the polar bear broken. You'd say, it's in the wrong environment. Humans rarely offer themselves the same kindness. We assume we're lazy, weak, undisciplined, broken, when often, we're asking ancient instincts to solve modern problems they were never designed to face. That's a very different conversation. So, what does your brain actually need? Probably less than you've been told. It needs moments when nothing demands your attention. It needs real conversations with real people. It needs movement, sunlight, sleep, time outside, challenges that end, rest that actually feels like rest. Notice something? None of those things are new. They're ancient, long before productivity apps, morning routines, or self-help books. Humans had already discovered the conditions their minds worked best in. We've simply drifted away from them. And maybe that's why some of your happiest moments feel surprisingly simple. A long walk without your phone, laughing around a dinner table, watching a sunset, playing with your dog, sitting beside a campfire. Interesting, isn't it? Take away enough technology, and modern happiness begins to resemble ancient life, almost as if some part of you remembers. This doesn't mean technology is the enemy, far from it. Modern medicine saves lives. The internet connects families across continents. Knowledge is available in seconds. The problem isn't that we've built an incredible world. It's that our instincts still belong to a much older one. Understanding that changes everything. Instead of asking, "What's wrong with me?" you begin asking, "What was my brain designed for?" That's a far more useful question, because once you understand the design, you stop fighting yourself. You start working with yourself. So the next time you feel overwhelmed by notifications, or strangely anxious for no obvious reason, or exhausted after spending hours doing almost nothing, remember this: you're carrying one of the oldest survival machines ever created, inside one of the newest worlds ever built. Of course, there will be friction. Of course, there will be confusion. The miracle isn't that your brain struggles sometimes. The miracle is that a mind shaped beneath open skies can still adapt to glowing screens. Maybe not perfectly, but well enough to keep learning, well enough to keep growing, and well enough to ask a question no human could have imagined around a campfire thousands of years ago. If my ancient brain created the modern world, what kind of world will it create next?